It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
All right. Well, first off, congratulations on this honor for being given inducted into the ICC Athletic Hall of Fame. When
Thank you.
Alan was able to reach out and call you and tell you about this, what was your initial reaction?
I couldn't believe it. It was just like it felt good, the recognition, like the time and the time you put in, the support that you get, and just to get that phone call like years later, like you think back to all the times that you had or that I had while I was at ICC, but to actually get that phone call and the recognition, it was surreal.
All right. So we'll go back in a little time and work our way forward.
Okay.
You had an outstanding career at Aberdeen, earning all state and all region honors. You were obviously highly recruited and a fantastic player coming out of high school. What made ICC the right place for you at that stage in your career?
So at that time, I don't know if you guys remember, I actually had signed with Alcorn State right beforehand. And, just sitting back and thinking about it and just having conversations with my family afterwards, it kind of like leaned toward me a little bit, ICC. I grew up going to the ICC basketball camps from when I was in junior high, having that conversations with Miss Carrie Ball and Nancy Gray. It just felt welcoming. When I went there, every time I felt like a family. And then every time I was able to play, my family, my friends, everyone was able to come there and support. So just having that support there is what really drove me. And then, like I said, from junior high all the way up to when I graduated when I graduated high school, it just felt like that was the place for me to be at that time.
So you get here, and as a freshman, you have an immediate impact earning all region tournament honors. What was that adjustment like for you to go from high school to the JUCO level?
It was a huge adjustment. When you're in high school, you don't think you know everything, but it's like, okay, like I feel like I'm ready for this level, right? And then you get here and it's like a eye-opening experience. You like from the conditioning to the weight room. It was a big adjustment for me coming out of Aberdeen as well, because we really didn't have like a weight program or strength and training program, and to actually come to ICC and get that benefit and have the coaches that, drive you and push you to that direction. It was really big. It was really huge. And just thinking back is like, man, like the experiences I had there with, like I said, like coming out of high school and getting into those programs, it really built me into a better player. You think you get all this praise and stuff in high school. It's like, man, this is when you go to college, it's a whole different ball game. And like I said, you think you're ready, and then you get there, you're like, okay, I'm not really ready. But the coaching staff we had there and then the support we had, they got us there and they got me there. So
that was your, like I said, impact as a freshman. And then you turn around and have an incredible sophomore season, average 15 points and more than 10 rebounds.
Yes, sir.
ICC 26-3, a conference championship. What stands out to you the most in your memory about that very special sophomore season?
What stood out the most is just the beginning. I would say we knew that we had a good team, and like the way we ended that freshman year, like with all the experience we had, it was just like, man, we're not finished yet. That was the feeling. Like we're not. There's more in the tank. We got a lot to give, and basically, we got challenged a lot in that preseason prior to that season. Coaches putting us in uncomfortable positions and stuff like that. And like what stood out to me most is like the preparation for that season. We all were hungry. Like I said, the coaching staff pushed us to and put us in positions we never thought we'd be in. I remember one practice in particular, Coach Porter put me on like the team with like all the freshmen. And it was like, hey, like you got to figure this out. And in that moment, it was tough because I'm playing, like I'm scrimmaging against all my other teammates that they know everything about me. And then there's me and this freshman and we're trying to figure it all out. So I think that really, really stood out to me as well because it put me into the mindset of like, man, like I really have to do different things or I really have to bring the team together and build my composure and stuff like that as a player. So that really stood out to me. We really worked hard that freshman, that sophomore, going into that sophomore year because we didn't like the feeling that we had after the freshman year. So we had 5 solid players, six solid players that came back, and we were ready to roll.
So after that season, you received a couple of very special honors. One, you were named All-American, meaning you considered one of the best in the country. What did it mean to you to receive that honor as an All-American?
It felt great to get the call and like, hey, you're a JUCO All-American. I'm like, me? And it's just like I said, like earlier, it's like to know that all that work that you put in and like all the people that push you to be a better player and just a better person in general, like all that work pays off, all the sweat that you put in the gym, all the time that you put in, the effort, the times after the gym. It just feels good to like get that recognition. You're like, man, like everything I did to prep for this and the result, like it was all worth it in the end.
All right. So the second special honor, which is a very rare one, you got to have your jersey displayed in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame Ring of Honor.
The same feeling. It's just like every time I get like an honor like this, like, dang, like me. And like I said, I couldn't have done that without the support that I had. And it goes back to that preparation and the time that you put in. It's a good feeling because, like you said, like not many people get that honor at all. Even with this honor right here, the Hall of Fame, being in the ICC Hall of Fame, not many people get a chance to do that. So to get the pictures, because I had one of my high school teachers, she went to actually visit the Hall of Fame over there. She sent me pictures of my jersey hanging up. So it's just like to get the letter and the recognition, you're like, oh yeah. But to actually see the pictures, you're like, yeah, that's a really good feeling.
Yeah, that was really cool. I ran across that because you were nominated a couple years ago. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, all right, let's find a little information. And I Googled, and that was like one of the first things that came up. I'm like, oh, that's special. That's really cool. So,
Uh-huh.
that's awesome.
Guys, you're not going to believe the luck I've had lately. Just the other day, I had a flat tire, thought I was in big trouble. Before I know it, somebody pulled it over, fixed the tire.
Oh, that's not luck, Kirk. It's because
That's not the only thing. How about when I'm in a studio, drop the cell phone, bang, shatters completely. Guy hands me a brand new cell phone.
Yeah, Kirk, that's because you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
Yeah, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, coupon straight to your phone.
And another discount with Renaissance Rewards Extra, Mr. Herbstreit.
Life's just easier when you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
ICC fans, we've got you covered like never before. The all-new Let'sGoICC.com is your award-winning home for everything ICC athletics, and when it's game time or showtime, head to Let'sGoICCTV.com, the official streaming home for ICC athletics, fine arts, and other special events. Watch it live or on demand anytime, anywhere. Let'sGoICC.com and Let'sGoICCTV.com, your front row seat for all things ICC.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I can go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
Welcome back to the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in each week here as we're celebrating 20 years on the air with the ICC Hour. Now, we're going to continue our conversation here with ICC's Director of Development, Michael Upton, and our most recent ICC Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Jameika Hoskins from Aberdeen. Of course, this is a great interview. Appreciate Michael taking his time to do this for us as well. So we're going to go back to that interview now, being brought to you by Renaissance Bank.
If you look back over your couple of years here at ICC, and you've mentioned a couple people already, but you can expound upon that. You can add others. Who are some of the coaches, teachers, staff, anybody in the ICC family that made a positive impression on you while you were here?
I could start with just my head coaches in general. Nancy Gray, like she pushed me to limits. Her and Coach Porter pushed me to limits I didn't even know I had. Like I said, coming out of Aberdeen, you're like, hey, all right, we're just going to play basketball, but it like opens up another side. You're like, okay, I thought I had a little bit of dogging, but now I really need it. So just getting them to push me, they really had a great impact on my life or my time at ICC. And just being around the campus, like there's a lot of teachers. I can't even like call just one name, but like I said, the whole campus is just welcoming in general. Nothing but we felt nothing but the best support when we were there, whether it was during the season, after the season, before the season. Like the hospitality, like the love that they gave us, the support they gave us is just I can't even say that you can't compare it to anything. You really can't, because it just felt like home. Even when it came down to that sophomore year and we knew that this was it, it was just like, man, we wish we could be here for 4 years. That's how much we really loved it there. And like I said, like it felt family. It felt like a family, and we just loved playing with each other. There were many teachers, many other coaches, the men's basketball coaches, assistant coaches, even the football coaches. They all played a part, because at the end, it wasn't just women's basketball. Like every coach, every other player, we all were a big family, and you could feel that throughout. Like I said, even through the games, like the support we get during the games, like support from the football team, baseball team, it didn't matter. Everyone was there. So
Awesome. Yeah, that's one of the nice things here is all those connections. You're small enough that everybody, when we have volleyball or basketball, baseball, everybody coming out to support each other. I get to help Adam do some broadcasting, and it's fun we talk about, oh, the so-and-so team's here, the so-and-so team's here. So
yeah.
we're blessed to still have that,
Yes. The support is crazy. So
So we've talked about transition before. We'll talk about it again. After ICC, you went on to Southeast Louisiana, and you were started there immediately as a
yes.
transfer. What was that transfer like to go from JUCO to Division I basketball?
I felt like the transition was a little better, because of the preparation that I got from ICC. So from high school to ICC, it was a bit of a struggle because I wasn't used to like I said, the conditioning and the strength training and stuff like that. So once I signed with Southeast Louisiana, I felt like that transition was a little better, simply because I was exposed to the stuff that I actually need to be exposed to when it came down to it. So the transition from JUCO to the University of Southeastern Louisiana, it was smooth. It was smooth. And the support I got after I signed, like I said, once I left ICC, I still felt that support once I got there. Because even then we had games at Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Like people would reach out to me like, hey, we'll be at your game. And like the support was still there regardless when I came home. So.
Perfect. And then you had another big transition. After you left there, you went on and joined the U.S. Navy. What inspired you to enlist in the Navy after college?
So what inspired me is this, like, being with my family. My family is a big military family. My mom was in, I have a couple uncles in, and cousins as well. So just seeing their experiences and being a part of something bigger, that's what drew me more towards the U.S. Navy. Even with that, I know we talked a little bit about the U.S. Navy basketball team as well. So I was able to, once I joined, I was able to find out the resources about that and was able to continue to play basketball a little bit. So although I stopped playing a little bit after Southeastern Louisiana, once I joined, I was able to feel that like that void a little bit by being able to join a Navy team and continue with something that I love to do as well. So.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about that for a little bit, because that is something I want to talk about with you, is playing for the Navy. So how have you managed the challenge of balancing your military service and requirements with continuing to compete in these armed forces championships? What's that like to be able to do that?
It's not easy. Because like you said, like that balance, the higher ranking you go up, the more responsibilities you have. So although I'm going to play basketball for maybe 2 months or so, the practices and stuff, two a days, I still have to fulfill those obligations and duties as well. I still have to answer those phone calls, answer those emails, and be present where I have to be present. So it took a little bit of juggling my first year because I've played six seasons with the Navy team. So it took a little bit of juggling that first year for sure. But then as I continued to play and like as I got the support from my commands and my teammates and my coach on the Navy team, it got a little easier because you found out how to balance. Like, okay, set aside this time right here to make sure I can go do this. Set aside a little bit of time here. So, like I said, like being able to fulfill my duties in the Navy and be able to play a little bit of basketball, it's a good feeling.
Is there a particular Armed Forces Championship memory or a game that stands out in that 6 years of your experience?
I would say my second year. It was more so like how I was at ICC. Like, so my first year, we lost in the championship game. It was my first year. We lost in the championship game at the buzzer. They hit a three. We were playing against the Army. So they hit a three and we lost. And if you asked me back then, there's no way she got the ball off in time, but they did. So using that, everyone from that first year came back the second year and we were on a mission. We were like, yeah, we didn't like that feeling at the end. It left a little sour taste in our mouth. So, all right, so now we're here to play. So going into that second year is the year we won. We met up with the Army again in the championship game. And yeah, we finally got the gold medal that time. So that experience to get my first gold medal in the Armed Forces tournament against a team that literally beat us at the buzzer the year prior, it was good. It felt good for sure.
Yeah, that sounds very similar to your experience at ICC, where you said after the first year, you didn't like that taste in your mouth. Y'all went in prepping for year two. It sounds like you had almost a repeat there.
Exactly.
Well, just a minute ago, you mentioned the challenges of being able to play basketball, the higher rank you get. That was another question I wanted to ask you about. And if I get these ranks wrong, you correct me here, but it's from seaman aboard the USS Rushmore to petty first class. What does that career progression mean to you? And how do you think your time at ICC helped you prepare for that military progression of a career progression?
So it's kind of like when we kind of put it together like with sports in general, right? The leadership, being in the leadership roles. So from going from a seaman, you're kind of like the team player, right? So you're getting orders and you're doing all these moves and stuff like that. As you progress to like the first class petty officer, and right now as a chief, the E7 in the Navy, you have to be able to get people to kind of follow you, right? And you have to be that leader, right? So being in positions as a basketball player, right? At ICC, I talked about how coach put me on this team. It was like, hey, you got to get everybody together. So like obstacles and scenarios like that kind of built me because it's like, okay, this is what I have to do to bring everybody together. And you kind of formulate that and put that during your career time as well, right? So you have all these people that are under you and they're listening to you and looking to you for guidance and stuff like that. Just playing basketball in general kind of builds you to a leader. Not just playing basketball, but playing any sport. It kind of put those characteristics within you and instills those things into you. So my time, like I said, going through those scenarios and different situations, it kind of builds you up for being a better leader outside of just sports because you can apply everything you've learned later in life.
Guys, you're not going to believe the luck I've had lately. Just the other day, I had a flat tire, thought I was in big trouble. Before I know it, somebody pulled over, fixed the tire.
Oh, that's not luck, Kirk. It's because
that's not the only thing. How about when I'm in a studio, drop the cell phone, bang, shatters completely. Guy hands me a brand new cell phone.
Yeah, Kirk, that's because you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
Yeah, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, coupon straight to your phone.
And another discount with Renaissance Rewards Extra, Mr. Herbstreit.
Life's just easier when you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Metro Ford in Tupelo, Little Caesars, Guaranteed Bank in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, Max Home, Bank Okolona, the ICC BSU, Sam's Town Market, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation, your Itawamba County State Farm Insurance Agent, Brandon Poland, and thanks to donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM. As always, the ICC Hour is being presented to you by our friends over at Renaissance Bank. You can find out what's next by visiting renaissancebank.com. So what's next here at ICC? Well, we're on Christmas break. We'll return back, I believe, January the 5th after the break. But there's still time to sign up for classes. I do want to encourage you to visit apply.iccms.edu. That's apply.iccms.edu to sign up for classes now. You can also visit iccms.edu to register. You want to do both of those and just become part of the ICC family. There's so many great things going, and no better way to get your 2026 started on a great foot by becoming a member of the ICC family. Taking classes, you can do them online, you can do them in person. We got 4-day week classes, so it really helps open up your weekend. And we've got flexible schedules as well in case you need to work or maybe you have family things you've got to take care of. ICC is here to help you better your 2026. Now let's get back to our conversation with ICC Athletic Hall of Famer Jameika Hoskins here on the ICC Hour.
So looking back, Aberdeen, ICC, Southeast Louisiana, Navy, do you see any common threads through all the stages of your life? Anything that's kind of connects it all together?
Just really, honestly, just it being family. When it comes down to it, we talked about that leader aspect, being a leader, and family oriented. Like everything from, like you said, from Aberdeen High School all the way to the Navy. Like you got your teammates, you got your coaches, they're your family all the way through. And then as a captain or co-captain, you're the leader. Everyone's looking to you. So those kind of journeys kind of follow you throughout the whole time frame.
All right, you touched on this a little already, but I was provided some questions, so I want to make sure I get this one covered. What lessons from your time at ICC still guide you today?
That you don't know everything. Being put in those uncomfortable situations kind of guide me to be where I am today. Even if I'm facing a situation right now that I feel kind of uncomfortable, it's kind of like, okay, I've been here before. How did I adjust then? And then how do I adjust now? So it's just kind of applying everything that I've learned over my life, over my time frame. It's just applying it to every day. Yeah.
All right, and we touched on this at the very beginning, but allow you to answer this more in a direct way. What does it mean to you to be inducted into the ICC Athletic Hall of Fame?
That means a lot. Simply because it's something everyone has goals that they work for, right? Whether it's a championship or just recognition in general, and you do it for certain reasons. Back then, you're doing it for, your family, or this was my goal as a little girl. Like I wanted to be in a WBA or something like that. Like you're always shooting for something. And to be inducted and like I said, to get that recognition is just amazing. Was years down the road. Now I have a family and my kids get to see my mom's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's just like a good feeling overall. And like all that experience and time that you put in, it makes it well worth it. Like I said, just your family being able to see you, all that work you put in, they get to support you. And then the kids get to see even years from now, they'll be able to probably Google search oh, look at my mom. My mom was inducted into the Hall of Fame. So it's a great feeling overall.
All right. What does ICC mean to you?
Family. simple, like family. It all started there, like from college all the way to now. Like I learned a lot of lessons at ICC, and it made me who I am, honestly. Like you go through high school and it's like, okay, when high school you're comfortable because everyone you're with, like you kind of grew up with them throughout your life. And then you go to college, it's like, well, I really don't know too many people here, and now you're learning new people. So to like I said, to be able to come there and then be welcomed with open arms, it's just family. Like every time I go there, like I feel at home. Like even once I graduated from ICC, I would go back. It just felt like the right place to be regardless. So anytime I think ICC, I'm a hype it up because I'm like, yeah, I love it there. I'll recommend anybody to go there. It just feels good.
All right, we'll conclude the question part with this, and which is I'm going to open the floor up to you to anything that you want to say, anyone you want to thank, family, friends, teachers, whatever, because you don't have to give a speech the day of. So this is your opportunity to thank anyone or anything else that's on your heart that you want to say. I just open the floor up to you.
Okay. So I just want to take the time to thank like all my family, my friends, my teammates, my coaches, everyone that supported me throughout my time. I know it wasn't easy. The roads weren't easy, but we worked through it. From the early morning practices to the practices at the holidays where we're about to pass out. Like all that time that we spent then, it was well worth it. And where I'm at right now, to be inducted in the Hall of Fame is amazing. It's an amazing recognition. But I would not be here today if it wasn't for, like I said, my coaches, my teammates, my family, and my friends. You guys pushed me to be better. When it came down to practices, you pushed me to get better. Even when we didn't like each other, you pushed me to be better. We would go at it. So the teachers that helped us out, make sure we got everything that we needed to be successful, to make sure we got everything we need to graduate. It wasn't just about the sports, because the academics is way more important as well. So basketball is something that we enjoy to do, but the academic side is something that's going to take us even further. So I really appreciate every teacher that I was able to come across during my time at ICC. And as far as, like I said, my teammates, my family, and my coaches, and even the athletic trainers, because I stayed on someone's table getting taped up. I'll say that. But I really appreciate everything you guys did. And like I said, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys.
Guys, you're not going to believe the luck I've had lately. Just the other day, I had a flat tire, thought I was in big trouble. Before I know it, somebody pulled over, fixed the tire.
Oh, that's not luck, Kirk. It's because
that's not the only thing. How about when I'm in a studio, drop the cell phone, bang, shatters completely. Guy hands me a brand new cell phone.
Yeah, Kirk, that's because you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
Yeah, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, coupon straight to your phone.
And another discount with Renaissance Rewards Extra, Mr. Herbstreit.
Life's just easier when you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
ICC fans, we've got you covered like never before. The all-new Let'sGoICC.com is your award-winning home for everything ICC athletics, and when it's game time or showtime, head to Let'sGoICCTV.com, the official streaming home for ICC athletics, fine arts, and other special events. Watch it live or on demand anytime, anywhere. Let'sGoICC.com and Let'sGoICCTV.com, your front row seat for all things ICC.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.